This tip is going to show how to add new bookings into the OrbisX system. So there's a few ways to add new appointments or jobs. The first way is from the calendar. You can simply click on Add Event. The other way is from the client profile. So we'll go in here and we're just going to grab a random client here. Let me see if we have any test ones. We do, perfect. And so this is all just dummy data anyways. It's for our test account. So from here on the client profile, you can click on More and then New Appointment. And so we'll choose New Appointment, and it's going to bring you to the appointment page. And from here, you're able to choose things like the event date, the time of the appointment, and the time required. Maybe you need 4 hours for this particular one. Whether or not it's a mobile service. If it's mobile and you've chosen this from a customer profile, it's going to pre-fill their address. You can always change this address to anything, of course. So you can just type in anything. And then whether or not you want to disable the feedback request. So if you choose that option, it's not going to ask the customer for a Google review. By default, that is left unchecked so that it always asks for reviews automatically. Then you can also make this an urgent event, and that'll show up with a little icon in your calendar to let you know it's urgent. Then you can give it a name, so a title, and this is for internal use only. So you could be like, Mazda interior clean, and then give it some details, clean interior of Mazda, for example. Now, service address, that's if it's mobile, and so give it a price. So let's say it's $125. Then you can choose the service. In this case, we're going to do detailing. You can also add multiple services, so they're also there for brake dust removal maybe. You can remove them or add them as needed. Then you can assign it to a staff member, and also it'll be assigned to a customer. Now once it's assigned to a customer, you can choose the car that's on their profile. In this case, we'll say it's a 2020 Chrysler 300, and you'll see the descriptions of each of the vehicles on their profile as well. And then lastly, you can also make this event repeat. So if this is, let's say, a maintenance wash or something like that you're doing frequently, you can choose from one of the options, like repeats every X days. So for example, repeats every 8 days, something like that. You could do every X years, repeats every 1 year. Maybe it's a ceramic coating reload or something. Every X months, so every 7 months. You can also do a specific day of the month. So this will repeat every month, let's say on the 13th. And you can also do every X week of the month. So we'll say, every third week of the month on a Thursday and a Tuesday. So lots of flexible options here. And then as well as every X day of the week. So repeat every Wednesday. So a lot of options. You can also choose when the event ends. So let's say they're going to do a 1-year maintenance wash contract. So you put that in, choose the end date, or you can leave it empty and it'll just be forever. So essentially that's how you add the appointments in. And like I said, you can do that from the client profile. So by searching, so I'll just type in test, and we'll grab our test account here under clients. So from here, this is on the client profile now, where you can see, their primary vehicle. Down here, they have additional vehicles, they have appointments, they have all their information basically for their whole profile is here. At the very top where you have save, you also have the more button. And so from more, you can choose new appointment, and that's going to take you to the appointment page here, pre-selecting the customer, and then you can choose their vehicle that they're having tended to. But the other option is from the calendar itself, you can also choose add event. Now, if you do this option, it's not going to pre-select the customer. So that brings up another point, which is that you can actually set events in here. Let's say, on, Friday, there's going to be, follow-up call with Andy, not sure. So, and then I'll just say, call Andy, and then put his number in, right? So I'll say I have to call Andy. And so you can set an event like this. It's going to be assigned to my calendar, and if I save it, it's going to be just for me. It's going to show up in my calendar, and it's a reminder that I have to call this person, right? But the minute that I put a service, that's different. Now it's going to be assigned to a customer. So I got to choose the customer, and in this case, we can just search and then select the customer. It'll ask for their vehicles, choose the vehicle, and click save. And that way then now the customer is going to get an email, and it's going to say, your appointment's booked, and it's for detailing, and this is the start time and the date, and yada yada. So that's it in a nutshell. Lots of ways to add appointments, and lots of flexible options in there in terms of especially for recurring appointments, as well as the ability to put multiple services and so on.